about community bartering and food networks, surviving together when system fails. In a long-term crisis, isolation can mean starvation, but building a strong community and bartering systems can be starvation. This is factual. One of the things that I want to encourage everybody is to, well, and I know this is controversial for a lot of people. This is something that I work really hard in my area to know my neighbors, and my neighbors pretty much share the same mindset that I have. So for you, may be different, but your neighbors can be, as I said in previous videos, can be your greatest enemy or your greatest asset. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, because your case may be different from mine. So in Cuba, when I was in Cuba, the neighbors a lot of times were saviors. Why? Because if you didn't have rice, you will knock at that neighbor's door and say, "Hey neighbor, can I borrow a cup of rice? I pay it back to you once I get rice myself." And they would do that. So that bartering was there. "Oh neighbor, I don't have any sugar, but I do have coffee. Would you like to trade me?" We did that a lot in Cuba. One of the things that I here do in Alaska is, as you probably know, I raise quails and I have an abundant amount of eggs. My neighbor has bees. I don't have bees in my property. However, we do trade eggs for honey. Honey is something that I don't produce. He does produce. Therefore, what we do is we trade. There is no money exchange whatsoever, but we do trade. You see what I'm saying? He has something that I want. I have something that he wants, and we trade. So that is what a bartering system is. That's for those of you who don't know. I'm pretty sure you know. But nonetheless, community, that's something that you should start looking into, because, as I said, isolation can mean starvation. Now, and why does the community matter? Because if the chain supply fails, all you have is the people around you. That is it. That is the easiest way that I can put it for you to understand. Food exchange. If you don't have something and I have it, let's exchange it. At times, money will become worthless. When I was in Cuba, money was pretty much worthless, honestly. So it was better for us to trade than not to exchange money. What am I supposed to do with $100 if nobody wants to take my $100? I'm better off trading you eggs and you giving me something, honey, for example, like the example that I give you. I'm better off doing that instead of exchanging money. You see what I'm saying? So that is something to keep in mind. Now, there is something too that I want you all to consider. Once you have those people around you, there is safety in numbers. I have talked about this in the past. So keep in mind that theft, looting, and violence will become predominant when it comes to a collapse. When there is no law and order, all of those criminal elements are going to come out in rows, and you, who don't want nothing to do with it, alone, well, what do you think? You are a steak for a wolf. But if you are surrounded by other people, you know, that community, you will be a less appealing steak. That's just the way that I want to put it. That way you can relate to what I'm trying to say. Now, food exchange and share production. If I'm currently right now only growing potatoes, and the neighbor that I have in the back of my road grow awesome cabbages. My cabbages this year suck. I ate cabbages because I went there and I said, "Hey, I had a really good potato harvest. Would you care to exchange a little bit?" Rock on. We did. In fact, one other thing that we did, again, food exchange. I had enough pink salmon that I was like, I don't need this much, because I have canned pink salmon from the year before. And I talked to one of my neighbors, and my neighbor said, oh, you do? Oh, that's awesome. Dude, I'd trade you right now. So we did a trade based on that. No money exchange whatsoever. So you see what I'm saying? You have to let others know what you have that way and what you're interested on. That is something that we did in Cuba as well. It's not that you advertising to everybody, hey, I got 100 pounds of rice that I want to trade. But you want to trade it for what? You see what I'm saying? You need sugar, you need honey, you need beans. What is that you need? Keep that in mind if you're going to be doing exchanges like that. It's just not open to the public because people will not know what you want to exchange. And at the end of the day, a community bartering system needs to be also be done in good faith. That is something that many don't understand. That's a bartering system needs to be done in good faith. If there is bad faith involved, the system collapses completely. But nonetheless, I just want you to think about that. Community bartering system and food networks are extremely important, especially in a long-term crisis. This is something that I lived through in Cuba, and it worked really well. Otherwise I wouldn't be here, to be honest, because the government did provide us with a quota that it was pathetic, to say the least. It was to keep you alive. That is it. Everything else you have to procure in the black market or trade. So keep those things in mind. It will become a time that most likely we're going to have to revert to that specific system, because our money, the way it's going, most likely is going to lose all the value that it has. With that being said, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like always, rock on, prep on, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.